Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to set up your Samsung Galaxy Tab S11. Let's begin! And let's hit that beautiful button and let's begin the setup. First, we want to choose our language. I'm going to choose one of the million different English languages. Let's go with United Kingdom, I guess. Now I can select our country or region. It doesn't really matter that much, but I'm going to choose United Kingdom as well. Now we have to restart our device. I'm really sorry for the quality of the camera. I can leave my hands like this, so you won't get really flashbanged. This is because I had to change the shutter speed, which means that the exposure is really all over the place, unfortunately. Yeah, that's not very good. But if I wouldn't change the shutter speed, then you would see the little artifacts on the screen, which isn't very cool. So yeah. And finally, we can begin, or we can continue the process of setting up our device. We can agree to, we have to agree to end user license agreement, and we really don't have to agree to sending diagnostic data. There's no need to. So just go with next. And now we can perform an easy setup with another device. This is very, very useful, especially if you are coming from older device. It doesn't really have to be a tablet. You can come from, for example, some old phone. You can copy all the setup, all the settings, everything from that phone here, which is very, very cool. But anyway, I will go with setup manually because I don't really have other things right now, unfortunately. However, once again, if you have another device, I would strongly advise you to do it then, because later, I don't think you can actually do that like a legit way. You will have to install some sort of third-party application software. Anyway, we can now go into our networks here. I will choose this one, main, and I will input its password. And if you don't know your network password, then first of all, how did you manage to connect to it? First, anyway, if you want to know where the password is, you probably want to search for like a little sticker. Usually it's below or next the router, and usually it has a password and even better a QR code. Let's just go with connect, and we are connected. So our our tablet is now getting ready, and this process may take a few minutes, so we have to be just patient. And in any moment now we should be able to see the grand copy apps and data. This is very similar to the setup with another device, but this time we are not setting up, we are only copying all the applications and data. Once again, incredibly useful tool. I would strongly advise you to use it if you're coming from an older device. If you're not, just go with don't copy. And now, if I remember correctly, we should be able to log in into our Google account. I think so, exactly. We can skip that, but I wouldn't really advise you doing that, since, let's be honest, you're going to use the Google account anyway for the Google Play, YouTube, everything else. Let's just connect to it. And now a little nice fun fact that many people don't know: you actually don't have to input the @gmail.com every single time. You can just do this, like the first half will be good enough. If it is correct, okay, sorry, it wasn't correct. I have forgotten to put double Y. Now it's correct. And after the Google says that this is indeed the legit account, we will be able to input our password. Once again, if you don't know your password, you probably just want to click forgot password, and then you will go through the process of getting your password back. And if the password is correct, we can now go with next, and we should be able to log in into our account. But before we do that, we have to agree to terms of service and privacy policy. And now we can choose between, we cannot choose, that's interesting. Usually you also have the ability to choose between adding the parental controls from Google or not. I guess not this time then. Cool. We now have the ability to protect our tablet. We can go with pattern, password, PIN, fingerprints, and face recognition. Don't be fooled by these two options. You will have to the one of the bottom three before actually being able to add fingerprints or face recognition. I will go with pattern, and I will go with a very simple L-shaped pattern. And we also have a very nice warning that if we forget this pattern, we won't be able to get it back. We won't be able to do that. We'll have to reset the table and the tablets and reset all the data that comes with it. So once again, I will go with very simple L shape, but you probably want to set up something more different, more specific. And we have our, sorry for that. We have our Google services like use location, allow scanning, and sending usage and diagnostic data. Usually I like to disable this one and leave these two on, but once again, you can just choose whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. Let's hit accept. And now backup of your device. Incredibly important feature. Once again, it drives me crazy to know how many people do not have their backup enabled. Trust me guys, it's very important to have it. If you don't have your backup, you're just not prepared for the day something unfortunate will happen. Maybe your tablet will freeze to death, maybe someone will steal it from you, maybe you'll accidentally drop it into road or something and car will run over it. I have no idea what I'm saying right now, but my point is, have your backup on. You don't really have to like device data, usually you have this backup otherwise, but many people just suffer because they have lost so many precious of photos and videos, while they could have just, you know, enabled backup and there wouldn't be any issue whatsoever. So I strongly encourage you to enable backup. And now we can proceed with the setup. You can choose our browser and search engine. I'm going to go with Firefox, like it. And I'm also going to go with Brave. It doesn't really matter what you're going to choose here, because you can always just search and install these things later. Well, as I said before, whatever floats your boat. But now we have Gemini, the good old Gemini. I hate it. We can go with continue, but I'm going to go with no thanks. I am not a really big fan of Gemini accidentally enabling itself. It can be pretty annoying, let's be honest here. So now we have the ability to log in into our Samsung account. Now, I would say it doesn't really make sense for you to have a Samsung tablet and not have a Samsung account, like by being completely honest here. So I will go and choose I want to log in. You can go and log in with our Gmail here. This time we have to go with @gmail.com. Let's go with next. And now we want to input our password to it. And if the password is correct, we can now click sign in. And damn it, my password isn't correct. I thought that would happen because I didn't remember my password. Give me a moment. Okay, let me try once again. And this time I managed to remember it. Congratulations. Congratulations to me, I guess. Anyway, we now have to agree to terms of conditions, but we don't really have to agree to any other of these things, so I will just go with agree. And unfortunately, our account, at least my account, has two-step verification, so we have to enter the code that we sent to our phone number, which is quite unfortunate because I don't think I have this phone number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly log in into the other Samsung account that I have. Okay, I managed to find one of my Galaxy phones. I have plenty of phones, as you can see. Here's my Galaxy A20a. But of course, usually you probably want to two-step verification with your code or a Gmail account. We can go with into didn't get verification code, and we can just send code again. So now on our devices, I want this device. We should receive a new code. Which looks like isn't really appearing on my device here, which is quite unfortunate. It does have internet connection, which once again is really unfortunate. But I will pause the recording and I will just unpause it when I'm logged in. Don't want to waste too much of your time. And once again, it should be really straightforward on your device. Just input the code from your Gmail or from any other source, and that you have your verification turned on. I know how disappointing this sounds, but actually I didn't manage to log in into my account. I have literally lost my phone number, which is quite unfortunate. But anyway, I will now show you how to skip logging into the Google account and to the Samsung account, because I cannot get into one. You want to click the forgot password and then later in the settings and skip. It's incredibly disappointing, I know, I'm sorry. I don't think there was like much of things to set up after you have connected your Samsung account. There's almost none, so yeah. So what do we want to do now? Well, we can agree to terms and conditions, we actually have to, and all of these are optional, so I'm not going to bother with them. I'm going to agree. We have few Samsung services which are still available even if you aren't really logged into your Samsung account, like auto blocker, customization service, and personal data intolerance. We can leave them on, but if you want to, you can always disable them. We can switch between light and dark mode, but because of my problems with camera and all of that, I'm going to stay on the light mode. Now we want to wait for a moment, and in a moment now we should be able to continue going on with our setup, and actually it's done. Let's hit home, and as you can see, our tablet is done and ready to use. So beautiful. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.